He murdered 5 women in cold blood and then disappeared like a ghost. Imagine it's a cold, smoky night in old London. You hear footsteps, then a scream, and just like that, someone vanishes into the dark. That's where this nightmare begins, the twisted tale of Jack the Ripper. Stay tuned. The mystery is just beginning. Unlock more chilling secrets. Subscribe before the trail goes cold. In the dark, narrow streets of East London in 1888, something evil was hiding. Whitechapel was crowded, filthy, and full of people struggling to survive. Most were poor. Many women had no choice but to sell their bodies just to eat. It was a place full of pain, hunger, and fear. Then the murders began. Jack the Ripper would attack, leaving horror just steps from where they stood. During the late 1880s, many women were attacked in the East End of London, making it hard to tell exactly how many victims were killed by the same person. The police looked into 11 different murders that happened between April 3rd, 1888, and February 13th. These cases were grouped together and called the Whitechapel murders. Experts don't always agree on whether all these murders were committed by the same killer, but 5 of them, known as the canonical 5, are believed by most to be the work of Jack the Ripper. These 5 cases stood out because of the way the killer struck. Deep cuts to the throat, terrible injuries to the abdomen and genitals, removal of internal organs, and sometimes even the victim's face was mutilated. These were the Ripper's trademark signs. Before Jack the Ripper's name spread fear through London, 2 women met violent ends. Emma Elizabeth Smith and Martha Emma Smith was walking alone on a dark Whitechapel street in April 1888 when a group of men attacked her. Beaten and brutally assaulted, she managed to reach help, but died the next day. Some thought it was the Ripper, but most believed it was a local gang. Then in August, Martha Tabram was found dead on the stairs of a rundown building. She had been stabbed 39 times. No throat cut, no organs taken, but the violence was shocking. Some say she was the Ripper's first. Others say it was someone else entirely. The truth? Still unclear, but the terror had only just begun. Between late August and early November 1888, fear ruled the streets of Whitechapel. In the dark corners of this poor London district, 5 women were found murdered, each death more brutal than the last. Locals soon gave the killer a name, Jack the Ripper. And these 5 women? They became known as the canonical 5. Mary Ann Polly Nichols, 31st August. In the early hours, Polly's body was found in a quiet alley off Bucks Row. Her throat had been slashed open, deep and violent. Her stomach was cut wide and her intestines hung out. It was a messy, savage killing, the first sign that something evil had come to Whitechapel. Days later, he chose his next victim, Annie Chapman, 8th September. Just over a week later, Annie was found in a backyard near Hanbury Street. Like Polly, her throat was deeply cut. But this time it was worse. Her belly had been ripped open, her organs placed on her shoulders. Her womb was missing. This was no ordinary killer. This was something much darker. Catherine Eddowes, 30th September, https://inan.wikipedia.org.wiki Jackie the Ripper text Elizabeth percent 20 stripe 20 Anna percent 20 Catherine percent 20 needles percent 20 where percent 20 both percent 20 kill percent 20 there percent 20 early percent 20 morning percent 20 hours percent 20 Sunday percent 20 30% 20 September 1888. Less than an hour later, another woman lay dead, this time in Mitre Square. Her throat was sliced from ear to ear. Her stomach had been cut open, her intestines thrown over her shoulder. A kidney and her womb were missing. Her face was slashed, across the cheeks, the eyelids. Triangular cuts stared back at the night. It was a scene from a nightmare. Then for a while, things went quiet, but Jack was still out there. Waiting, Mary Jane Kelly, 9th November. The horror reached its peak with Mary Jane Kelly. In her small room on Miller's Court, Jack had time, and he used it. Her face was hacked to pieces. Her throat was cut down to the spine. Her body was torn apart, organs spread around the bed like trophies. Her heart was gone. The fireplace glowed with ashes. He had burned papers to light the room and finish his work. One by one, women were found dead in the dead of night. Their throats were slashed. Their bodies were horribly mutilated. In some cases, organs were taken, Like the killer knew what he was doing, like he had medical training. No one saw him, no one heard him, and no one could stop him. The newspapers went wild, panic spread. Then came a letter, signed by a name that would haunt the world forever. Jack the Ripper. Was the letter real? Maybe not, but the name stuck. Then came another letter. This time it was sent with half a human kidney. It was signed simply "From Hell." By now the whole city was frozen in terror. The police searched day and night. They questioned hundreds, but the killer vanished like smoke. In all, 11 women were murdered in the area, but 5 are believed to be his true victims. They died between August and November of 1888. And the Ripper? He was never found. To this day, no one knows who he was or why he did it. The mystery lives on, and the shadow of Jack the Ripper still hangs over the streets of Whitechapel. They didn't know a killer was nearby. The Ripper vanished, but the killing didn't stop. After Mary Jane Kelly, 4 more women died in Whitechapel's shadows. Rose Millet was found strangled in an alley. No wounds, no struggle. The jury called it murder. The killer left no trace. Then came the Pinchin Street torso, a woman's butchered body dumped under a railway arch. No head, no legs, no name. Frances Coles was found alive, bleeding from a deep throat wound. She died before help arrived. Her killer? Never caught. Did the Ripper vanish, or did someone carry on his bloody work? The Ripper hit and panic spread. Police questioned thousands but found nothing. Locals formed patrols, desperate to stop the killer themselves. Dr. Thomas Bond studied the bodies. His verdict? The murderer wasn't skilled, just savage, driven by madness, covered in blood, and still unknown. Jack the Ripper caused panic in 1888. His true identity was a mystery. He vanished without being caught. To this day, no one knows who he was. The first letter, one letter said, "I will cut off their ears." Then a woman was found with her ear sliced. The letter was signed, Jack the Ripper. That name stuck, and the fear a postcard came next. It bragged about killing 2 women in one night. Was the Ripper laughing at them? Then came a small box. Inside was a letter, and something wet. Half a human kidney. The note said, "I ate the other half." It was very nice. Catch me if you can. Was it real? No one knew. But the Ripper wasn't just killing, he was watching, writing, waiting. The murders began. Newspapers screamed. He vanished without a trace. The mystery still haunts us. Who was Jack the Ripper? Hit that subscribe button and dive deeper into the darkest corners of history. Mystery, murder, secrets lost in time. It's all waiting for you.